Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Logic Gaming. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I sure am grateful that you decided to take just a few minutes out of your day to hang out with us. Today's video is going to be a bit different from our others. I wanted to discuss the Loot-Box-Ban-Bill and everything we currently know about it, and how it works. So let's dive in. To give you the TLDR of the situation, there is a new bill in place that is aimed to tackle the current predatory nature of in-game loot boxes and microtransactions. This bill was first introduced by Senator Joshua Hawley of Missouri. I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Josh. It's a little weird. It's called Protecting Children Under Abusive Games Act. This bill would ban microtransaction and loot box for any game aimed to market to minors under the age of 18. So far a win, right? As we all know, parents are shelling out thousands of dollars to keep their children happy in these video games. And in my opinion on that, that's for another video. So what exactly is broken down in the bill? Well, it describes loot boxes and microtransactions fairly vaguely. It describes them as add-on transactions to unlock content with the game or to further your own progress. It also describes these microtransactions as pay-to-win microtransactions, ease user progression, assist in accomplishing achievements and awards that would otherwise not be possible, permit users to access content that was previously accessible but is now inaccessible after a timer or number of gameplay attempts. Loot boxes, randomly or semi-randomly, unlock a feature or enhances the entertainment value of the product. Allows the user to make one or more additional add-on transactions that the user couldn't have made without the first. Unlocks the content unknown to the user before the first add-on transaction. So still a win, right? Well, maybe. You see, this bill, if passed, will apply to already published games such as Overwatch and Fortnite, as well as games being made in the future. The bill describes a game played by children as a minor-oriented game and will factor in a target audience, subject matter, art style, character animation, music, sound, and much more when determining whether or not a game falls into this category. Now, there are exclusions to this ban, such as subscription fees, appearance-altering transactions, DLC, and difficulty increases. So that appearance-altering transaction is a little bit confusing to me. More notably regarding, let's use Fortnite as an example. The majority of Fortnite's microtransactions are for in-game skins and things like that, and that's where the majority of Fortnite makes their money from. So I assumed when I first heard about this bill that microtransactions across the board for the most part, obviously with the exception of DLC and subscription fees for games like World of Warcraft, I assumed microtransactions that cover appearance and cosmetic items would be gone. However, it looks like these are excluded, which honestly I think is a pretty good thing. I gotta admit, I did play Fortnite for a little while when it first released, and I loved it, and I did spend some money on some skins in that game. And that is something that I am able to do because I am an adult with a full-time job, and I can afford to do that every once in a while. But I understand why these parents would be a little bit frustrated at it. So I will obviously leave a link to the bill in its entirety in the description of this video, so be sure to check that out. If this bill is passed, it's more than easy to assume that games with an ESRB rating of less than M for mature would have to implement and see these new changes. Senator Josh Hawley officially introduced the bill on May 23rd of 2019, with Democratic Senators Ed Markey of Massachusetts, and Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut signing their support over for the bill. The bill is now in its first stage of three-part legislative process. It will have to be presented, looked at, and released by a committee before it can be debated, amended, and voted on. If the vote is in the bill's favor, it will move on to the second part of the process in the Senate. This process is then repeated, and if it passes another vote, it will return to the House and the Senate for final approval. If approved, President Trump does have the opportunity to veto the bills within 10 days or pass it. So let's share my opinion. So personally, I'm a fan of the bill, but this also worries me, as you can see, and you will see if you read for yourself, the bill leaves a ton up for interpretation, and I'm not sure if this will affect any M-rated games. Most companies aren't right now. No one really is clear of the huge implementations this will have. Only time will tell. We have time to digest it before it even passes, if it does. I think the bill should outline what its goals and actions are a bit more clearly before moving too much more forward. But that will do it. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and please let me know how you feel about this bill. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you see any potential issues with it? And do you want or not want the bill, and why? All right, guys. Again, thank you, and as always, stay logical.